Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we diving deep into a topic that is absolutely critical for every modern mariner, ECDIS failures and the essential backup procedures you need to know. We all rely on ECDIS day in and day out, but what happens when it suddenly fails? Being prepared isn't just good practice. It's a fundamental part of safe navigation, so let's get into it. First, let's talk about what can actually go wrong with an ECDIS. The system, as robust as it is, has several potential points of failure. The most common one, a good old-fashioned power loss. Imagine you're in a busy shipping lane, and suddenly your screens go black. This could be due to a localized power trip or a more serious issue like a blackout or main switchboard failure. Without a reliable uninterruptible power supply, or UPS, your primary navigation tool is instantly gone. The UPS is designed to give you a window of time, usually around 30 to 45 minutes, to either restore main power or safely switch to your backup system. But if that UPS fails its battery test, you might not have that buffer at all. Another major headache is the loss of your GPS signal. Your ECDIS is constantly receiving position data from a GNSS receiver, most commonly GPS. If that signal is lost, your vessel's position on the chart will no longer update automatically. This can happen for a few reasons. Maybe your GPS antenna is faulty. There's a problem with the receiver itself, or you could be experiencing signal jamming or spoofing, which is becoming a more talked about threat. When the GPS signal drops, the ECDIS will switch to dead reckoning mode, calculating your position based on your last known position, course, and speed. But this is an estimation, and errors will accumulate over time, making it increasingly unreliable. Then we have issues with the charts themselves. Electronic navigational charts, or ENCs, can become corrupted. This might happen during a data transfer, a software update, or simply due to a random glitch. You might see bizarre symbols, missing chart data, or the system might refuse to load a chart for a specific area altogether. Navigating with corrupted data is like trying to read a map with half the roads missing. It's incredibly dangerous. The system usually runs integrity checks on ENCs when they're loaded, but corruption can still occur unexpectedly, leaving you with a critical information gap right when you need it most. System freezes are another all-too-familiar problem for anyone who's used a computer. The ECDIS processor can freeze or become unresponsive. The screen might be stuck, the cursor won't move, and none of the buttons work. This can be caused by software bugs, an overloaded processor, or hardware issues. When this happens, you can't interact with the system at all. You can't plan routes, check for dangers, or acknowledge alarms. A simple restart might fix it, but that takes time you might not have, especially during critical maneuvers. A hard reset could be necessary, but that often means a complete system reboot, which can take several minutes. Finally, let's consider sensor data mismatch. Your ECDIS is a hub for information, receiving data from various sensors like the gyro compass for your heading, the speed log for your speed through the water, and the eyes for traffic information. If one of these sensors fails or starts sending incorrect data, it can create a dangerously misleading picture. For example, if your gyro fails, the heading line on your ECDIS might freeze or swing wildly. If your speed log is faulty, your position calculations in dead reckoning mode will be inaccurate. The ECDIS often has alarms for sensor data discrepancies, but it's up to the officer on watch to identify the faulty sensor and take corrective action. So, with all these potential failures, how do we ensure we can always navigate safely? This is where the backup requirements, mandated by SOLAS Chapter 5, Regulation 19, come into play. The regulations are very clear. If you're using ECDIS as your primary means of navigation, you must have a reliable backup arrangement. You have two main options. The first and most common option on modern vessels is to have a second, fully independent ECDIS unit. This isn't just a second monitor, it's a completely separate system. This means it must have its own independent power supply, ideally connected to a different circuit than the primary unit, and its own dedicated GPS and other sensor inputs. The idea is that if one entire system goes down power, processor, everything you can seamlessly switch over to the other one. Both systems must be loaded with the same up-to-date portfolio of ECDIS and routes. During voyage planning, the routes should be loaded and checked on both the primary and backup ECDIS to ensure they are identical. The officer on watch should be familiar with the procedure for switching command between the two units. The second option, which was more common during the transition period to digital navigation, is to maintain a full folio of up-to-date paper charts for the intended voyage. This means having every single paper chart you would need to complete the passage corrected with the latest notices to mariners, just as you would if paper charts were your primary method. This is a massive undertaking. It requires meticulous chart correction management and a lot of physical storage space. If your ECDIS fails, you must be ready to immediately switch to traditional paper chart navigation. This involves plotting your position manually using GPS or other means, laying off courses, and using parallel indexing techniques. The skills for paper chart navigation must be kept sharp because when you need them urgently. Now, let's walk through a practical scenario. Imagine you're the officer of the watch on a vessel in the Singapore Strait. It's night, visibility is reduced, and traffic is heavy. Suddenly, your primary ECDIS screen flickers and dies. What do? First, don't panic. Immediately call the master to inform him of the situation. Your next action depends on your vessel's specific setup. If you have a backup ECDIS, you should have already been keeping a check on it. Now, you make it your primary operational unit. Announce the failure to your bridge team. Verify that the backup unit is displaying the correct position, course, and has the active route loaded. Your muscle memory from drills should kick in. While you're managing the immediate navigation, you or another officer should start troubleshooting the primary unit. Check the circuit breakers. Is it a simple power trip? Can the UPS be reset? Try restarting the system. Document everything in the logbook: the time of failure, the position, the actions taken. If your backup is paper charts, the response is different. You'd immediately switch to the paper chart for the area. You should have already had it open on the chart table for situational awareness. Your first priority is to get a reliable position fix on that chart. Use the GPS readout and plot it. Once you have your position, you need to continue navigating the old-fashioned way. This means manually plotting your course, keeping track of your position with regular fixes, and using all available means: radar, visual bearings, anything to maintain situational awareness. This is why regular training and drills on switching to backup procedures are not just a box-sticking exercise. They are career-saving and potentially life-saving skills. In summary, while ECDIS is a powerful and reliable tool, it's not infallible. Understanding its potential failure modes, from power loss and GPS failure to software freezes and data corruption, is the first step. The second and most critical step is being proficient with your vessel's specific backup arrangement, whether it's a secondary ECDIS or a full folio of paper charts. Regular drills and a calm, methodical response are your best defense against being caught off guard. Technology can fail, but a well-prepared mariner should not. Thanks for watching today's video. I hope this breakdown was helpful for you. If you have any stories about ECDIS failures or tips for handling them, please share them in the comments below. We can all learn from each other's experiences. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Stay safe out there, and see you next time.